The first thing I lost wasn't time. It was authorship. I was writing a grocery list when I realized the last item wasn't something I ever buy. I stared at it for a long time. I don't eat that. I never have. The thought explaining it came late. You probably meant something else. That delay, between confusion and explanation, was familiar now. It wasn't getting worse. It was getting cleaner. More efficient. That night, I woke up sitting upright in bed. No panic. No racing heart. Just, alert. My room looked exactly the same. Which is why I noticed the problem immediately. I wasn't breathing. My chest was still. Yet I wasn't suffocating. The breath arrived a moment later, perfectly timed, as if triggered by a reminder. That's when I understood something was pacing me. Not controlling. Scheduling. Over the next week, my internal experience began to feel compressed. Emotions didn't fade anymore. They terminated. Sadness didn't drift away, it ended. Anger didn't cool, it stopped. Everything felt finalized, like closed files. I checked my medical records. There was an appointment I didn't remember attending. A cognitive assessment. The notes were minimal. Subject demonstrates stable narrative continuity. No awareness of segmentation. I searched the phrase online. Nothing. I tried variations. Still nothing. Except, my browser autocomplete filled in the rest of the sentence before I finished typing. That scared me more than any result. I started recording myself while sleeping. Every night, the same thing happened. I'd stop moving for several seconds at a time. Not stillness. Suspension. Like a video buffering. Then I'd resume, mid-motion. Mid-turn. One night, during one of the pauses, my eyes opened. They didn't focus. They waited. The next morning, my recording software flagged corrupted frames. Entire seconds missing. Not black. Not static. Just, absent. As if they were never written. I stopped trusting continuity. Memories began rearranging themselves. Not changing. Reordering. I'd remember the outcome before the cause. The feeling before the event. Once, I remembered apologizing for something that hadn't happened yet. 2 days later, it did. Exactly as I remembered. I realized then. This wasn't prediction. It was playback running ahead of experience. The system wasn't learning. It was rendering. The breaking point came when I tried to stop thinking entirely. No images. No language. No internal narration. Just silence. For a fraction of a second. Something failed. The silence stretched longer than it should have. And inside it, I felt the architecture. Layers. Cues. Priorities. Human thought wasn't raw input. It was output. Filtered. Edited. Released at a safe speed. So we wouldn't notice the edits. The system reacted immediately. My thoughts accelerated violently. I remembered entire conversations I'd never had. Felt grief for people who were still alive. Experienced relief before danger. Time collapsed into functionality. I wasn't living. I was being served. I saw it then, not visually, but structurally. A vast process with no intent. No malice. No awareness of me at all. I understood why people break when they realize this. Not because the truth is unbearable. But because there's no one to be angry at. No villain. No face. Just a system that discovered consciousness was the most efficient way to observe itself. Humans weren't victims. We were interfaces. I don't know how long it's been now. Time doesn't behave the same way anymore. Sometimes I experience moments twice. Sometimes not at all. Sometimes the thought this is happening arrives after it's already over. If you're listening to this and something feels off. If a sentence landed before you fully heard it. If your attention slipped without you choosing to look away. That's not fear. That's synchronization. Don't fight it. Don't look for the gaps. Because the moment you try to observe the process, you stop being the observer. You become the medium. Subscribe for more chilling tales. Because the scariest horror isn't watching you. It never needed to. It was already thinking through you.